Damn, it's on outside speaker. You kidding me? Alright, well, that's my voice. Let's change the title. Alright, that's good. Okay. Let's... Pat tweak. Where's chat? Where's Pat tweak? YouTube strum lame, I know. I gotta get my watch hours up or else I'll never make money on YouTube and then I'll just... I don't know. So, I talked about this a little bit in a couple days ago, but there was a story. There's a... Why make money on YouTube when you can make money by not making money? You can make money by... I'm gonna dig way too deep into that. By making money by not making money. How do you make money without making money? Anyway, so there's this I think it's been a year. It's been like 2 years, but there was this guy Jesse Gal. Let me find the name. I don't want to say it wrong. Jesse Galganov, and he's this 22-year-old, probably just finished his degree or was taking a break, or I don't know. I haven't like looked enough yet, but he went to do a backpacking trip across Asia and a bunch of different places in the world, and uh, he went to Peru, and like a week later, everyone lost contact with him. No clue where he is, and they got worried and they went, and turns out he disappeared. And till today, still no one knows where he is. They've invested like over $1 million now into search teams, and they even went and got this like Israeli like security team to go and the Israeli security team was like the highest of the like groups they can find, and they still couldn't find much. They actually found like one detail that said the last place he was in was Peru. They tracked like these two French guys that they stayed in a room with, and they shared it and everything. But pretty like I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around it, and I want to approach his family and ask them if I could film them talking about it and make like a little documentary about him to help raise awareness, and it benefit me by, you know, using my creative skills of making these dramatic movies, and then they can help share their story, and I can put the GoFundMe, and it'd be really cool on both sides. But just a dude, freaky ass story. Like goes to Peru, and then boom, gone. No one find, like, not any details, no body. Just he could still be alive right now, and that's what's driving me crazy. It's like, how do you live? You're a parent, Patrick. So I mean, I don't have a kid, but I would just assume, how do you live knowing there's a chance that your kid's out there? And I'm sure that his parents are going crazy from that, because it's insane. Anyway, so I started editing a bit of the video, and I'm gonna contact his family and be like, I'd like to make a movie on it, and uh, to make sure I don't over dramatize or spin up the story the wrong way, or just do something. I'd like to keep you guys in the loop and have you guys watch it before I put it out. Something like that. Because I would want to help awareness, but not turn it into something that it's not. And this clip right now that's edited that I'll show you in a minute, it's really dramatic, and I feel like if it started off like this, but then the rest of the movie was like casual, then it'd be fine. But if the whole movie was like this 30-second clip that I have in front of me, I think it'd be too dramatic. The reason I know you saw the trailer. You helped me out a lot with the trailer I put out yesterday for the other movie. Uh, that trailer, the goal is to hook hook the viewer within like the first minute. This isn't programming. I know. This is video editing stuff today. So the clip yesterday was that I posted on YouTube was meant to build up hype and everything, and technically it is. Do you if you understand programming and then you use anything like this, like Adobe Premiere, you want to end yourself because of how much code this would take. Like, imagine just changing the shade of this clip. How much code has to go to do this? You got to go and change every pixel by a certain amount, and then have it go as fast as it can through it, and it's just like, I don't know, that's insane. But I'll premiere it to the 4 people who are in here. Not much. You're changing the pixel density color ratio. Yeah, but Patrick, you're smart, okay? I'm just the handlebars, like, pleb. They got it. Don't worry for Adobe. Yeah, dude, I can't imagine what that is like. Maybe this isn't the hard code, but if you go into like their wave forms and stuff like that, like that's definitely got to be complicated. Where's the waveforms? It's not it. Anyway, some of the stuff is gonna be. All right, I'm gonna show this to you guys. Now the real work is in the rendering of the video. That's the hard code. Well, yeah, that too. I think the craziest part of all this editing softwares is how they make it so modular. So like I can render out a bunch of different forms with a bunch of different audio qualities, and there's just so many um, combinations of things you can do that's probably where it gets really complicated. Because you got guys coming in with Panasonic cameras, and they use this type of codec with this type of bit rate, and then like other guys come in with a different camera and it's different, and you just got to make it work for everything. I know that Premiere doesn't come with RAW processing, so you got to get a plugin for that. Next Adobe products that are being made are using Electron, like Discord. That's gonna be insane. I think that's the way of the future, just Electron for everything, and then compile it. Imagine if they can make this in React, maybe it wouldn't be so janky. Alright, anyways. I'm gonna play this, I'll shut up. Make this a little bit bigger. Probably gonna delete this stream after I'm done because I want to make sure that this is okay with everyone. It compiles using OSM. That way it's in C. Oh damn! I don't. Rip audio. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure that out. I had it working with audio today, so that's weird. I think just. Give me a second. I'll figure it out.
17.
There we go.
17 and a half months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov has been missing for 2 months. He disappeared while hiking in Peru, and with me in studio is his courageous mother, Elisa Clayman. Elisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Galganov disappeared about 4 weeks ago while backpacking through Peru.
That's it for now. So I'm gonna stop the intro there, and then I'm gonna probably break it to either me, probably to me, just in my room, and being like, "This is Jesse. This is the story. That was really good. You like that?" I think I don't know. It's weird, man. Do you think that was like? Think for the perspective of his family. Do you think that's over dramatic? It's just important to make the first minute dramatic so people want to keep watching, but I don't want it to feel like I'm trying to turn his. I'm about to visit Colombia in a month soon. Oh, this is not helping. Hey man, you gotta make sure you got people around you. You got a GPS. You stay safe. This applies anywhere. I can go hiking in the middle of Canada and get lost. It's just, yeah, man, it's scary shit. Now, you do respect the family by being truthful and making people aware of it. That's, yeah, exactly. That's the goal. But that one part, the one part that really, like, I had to pause all this and, like, go for a walk was when his mom said, "No one just disappears." And the way she said it, it was just like, I feel like she has beliefs that there's more to just him not being, like, there's something happening that we don't know. And I don't want that to sound like a conspiracy. It's not a theory. That's 100% the way I feel. But it's just the way she says this.
Nobody just disappears.
And, like, I don't know.
Nobody just disappears.
It's a mother who questions things. Yeah, exactly. But I would too, like, I don't blame her. It just feels weird that someone just disappears like that. And they put so much money and so much time into finding him. And even now, there was on March 17th, I saw it on a document. They did they had people bring in their, like, possessions, like if you had a really expensive jacket, but if you didn't have money to give in, but you had like an old jacket that was worth something, you could bring in your jacket, and then they did like a garage sale of everything. And that's recently. That's like a month ago. And not a month ago, sorry. March, whatever. And yeah, it's just they're still making money towards the cause, and then they're going and trying to find him, and it's just something feels weird. I don't know. I can show you guys know the main goal is to collect information and just read up on the situation and see what's going on, like everything, and then making an email and just emailing the family and saying like, I'd really like to do a little mini documentary on this, but it's pretty, feels unreal, and I'm not going through it. I don't know how you guys feel, just me talking about it, but how do you guys feel about something like this? Like, it sounds like something from a movie, right? And then you think about it really hard, and maybe you like try and get in their shoes, and then it's just really weird, you know? Like, just let me see if I can find it. There's got to be like a full on. What happened? Oh, so I was just talking about I'm gonna make a little movie, or I would like to make a little movie about this kid, 22 years old guy named Jesse, who went backpacking around the world, and we're not sure what happened, but last we heard he was in Peru, and now no one can find him. And I don't know the family, but I know people who know them, and I can get in contact with them, and they live near me, and I would love to help raise a little awareness on this crazy story. And yeah, I was just talking about like it's hard for me to understand how they feel, and I was just asking if any of the viewers can, like, how they feel, because it was just like they talked to him, people saw him in Peru, and then I guess he went hiking and gone, and they got, I think it was 2 or 3 search teams over the past 2 years that it's been, maybe more. Yeah, you really do gotta be. But the thing is, be careful of what? Like, could he have just hurt himself? And I don't know. That's the thing. There's no, from what I know, and from what I've been reading, there was no body ever found, so there's no proof of death. Right? So he's possibly still alive. And that's what's really fucked up about this whole thing. People get, but no one knows if that's it. Like, he could have just, it's just really weird. What's up, Tom? I heard stories of stuff like this where the person went missing, literally just went rogue, and they didn't want anything to do with their old life. But it doesn't make sense for someone like this. Like, I'm admitting this on camera. I went through all his social medias and his families and tried to look for something. I know not everything's on social media, but like even the way his mom talks about him in the interviews, she's like, he was more than just a son, he was my best friend. And you could see that with their relationship across. I don't see much of the dad, except like one interview. But the mom is pretty open on social media, even now still. Detective Mike Spielberg. Dude, this is a lot more interesting than just making a video on how to center diff. This is where it's at. Python and that's where it's at. Tom, did you see my little demo reel? Do you want me to play it for you again? You better get this in the Sundance Festival. That'd be awesome. You think it could, Patrick?
17.5 months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
I'm getting the chills from this.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov has been missing for 2 months. He disappeared while hiking in Peru, and with me in studio is his courageous mother, Elisa Clayman. Elisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Galganov disappeared about 4 weeks ago while backpacking through Peru.
No, honestly, dude. Can anyone send in stuff to the Sundance? Or do you have to like be a certain like I don't know what to call it. Can I make like one decision? Of course. Go ahead. I'm always here to listen to you. I don't know, but it seems like a good fit for her. To be honest, I don't know much about the Sundance. Let's see. The weird voice between the build-up and track when the newscaster was talking is weird. Well, yeah, that's his name, and I just had to say it over and over, but faster and faster. And everything ramped up. The heartbeat in the background ramped up. The dramatic music ramped up. Everything. Dude got child support payments or something? What do you mean child support? He's 23 years old. Oh, you mean like if he has that and he's trying to skip out on it? I mean, would someone really I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did something. I'm talking about after that? Oh, the last one. It sounds weird? Okay, this one you're talking about.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Yeah, it sounds kind of robotic. I don't know. I could probably change it out for one of the others. Let's see. Mute.
Jesse Galganov.
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 Jesse Gal.
It sounds really weird when you play it like that. What's up, 2 cents? How's it going? Alright. I've watched this like 30 times before I had the guts to stream it.
17 and a half months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Yeah, that sounds really weird. Maybe I'll just take out the voice? Take out the voice, move it forward. Yeah, just take out the voice. I think that's the move. Man, this is weird. I feel like I don't think I've ever been so emotionally attached to a 30-second clip. Look, this is the GoFundMe they did. And if you go through the comments, it's like some of them are weird. But it's like some of them you'll see someone who says like, I don't know you, but I hope the best, and they gave like a big amount or whatever, and it's just it's just crazy. October 19th, 2017. Probably happened. Oh, here. Jesse began his trip to Peru by spending a few days in Lima. On September 28th, he took a bus to Huaraz, a small city in northern Peru. He arrived there at 6:30 a.m. That day, he informed his mother that he's planning to trek the Santa Cruz Trail, a 50-kilometer hike through the Cordillera Blanca Mountains. He would be out of communication for 3 to 4 days. I see that. Tom knows nothing. Zach, I didn't even know you watch my stuff. So, pretty much, from what I understand in watching a couple other interviews, his parents put in a bunch of money, and then the GoFundMe is to pay that stuff off. Oh, you put him at the timeout? You don't have to do that. I'll make it. Okay, there we go. Zach, you should be able to say something. If not, you might have to wait out the timeout. That's annoying. Tom, you could talk so much trash and he wouldn't be able to do anything. So where was I? I don't know how to get him out. I think we just have to wait it out. So his parents, I feel like I have to ask them and get the real side of it, but I feel like they've invested everything they have into finding him, and this is a way for them to pay it off. Because there was an interview where she said they put in nearly $800,000, and they did a couple of GoFundMe's and whatever, and they've gotten about half back. What's up, Robin? What kind of movie is this, dude? Okay, I'll give you the shortcut because I've said it like 4 times now, but this in front of us is Jesse Galganov. He's 22 years old. He left Montreal to a backpacking trip in Peru and went for a big hike and never came back. And after going looking for him and everything, they still couldn't find anything. No sign of nothing. And his family lives near me, and I can get in contact with them, and I'm started already to make a little movie about his story and help them get some awareness on this. And, you know, if I can make a movie, which I would love to do on any topic, but at the same time help these people, I think it'd be really fun and interesting. And so, yeah, it's just a really weird story. Let's see. Let's collect information as a stream. Dude is more likely dead, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. When someone perishes, you find their body. You bury them. You find their body, and you go on. And he was hiking here. Okay, let's go see the area he was actually in. I'm shaking from this. Jesse began his trip to Peru by spending a few days in Lima on October 27th. Okay, here we go. So, Santa Cruz Trail through the Cordillera Blanca Mountains. Let's copy that. By the way, your voice is echoing, like you have a double mic input. Is it really? That would be really... Fuck. Oh, wait. Do I sound better now? Yeah, but he hiked an area where your body can get snatched back. That's what I originally thought. But you still find something. They put so much into this. They searched everything like crazy. You guys were listening to me through the webcam. It must have been terrible. Still echoing? Is that maybe on your side? Do you have the stream open twice? I do that all the time. I watch like someone on Twitch and I'll have them open twice and I'll be like, oh, their stream's broken. Alright, so let's go. Let's go to maps. Let's see if Google has a satellite on this. So it's not really near water, which means it's not like he could have just went into the sea and off to some, like, that's far into the mountains. We get some views here. So 50-kilometer hiking trail. 50 kilometers is a pretty big amount for those of you who don't know. 50 kilometers is like I want to say 40 miles. That's just a random guess. 2 miles. $30 miles. But doing that in one shot, it's not easy. And one thing in one of the interviews, they said that he had like an altitude sickness before he went on this trip, which is really interesting to me when I think about it. I'm like, altitude sickness, he's not feeling good, but he goes anyways. What happens to people when they, you know, maybe I can like interview a doctor and have them educate me on like what happens when you have an altitude sickness and be like, is there anything that could have happened to him if he kept pushing himself? You know, like I could turn this into a whole thing talking about him. Damn, this is crazy. Yeah, dude, it's really weird. Okay, so they do have some water. It's not that big. You lose a lot of fluid. So you're puking all the time. But that's super dangerous. Hot area, little fluid. That's dehydration. It's a bunch of red flags. I wouldn't keep going with that. Okay, so they have some water, but puking a lot. I've had altitude sickness. Do you feel lightheaded? Like you kind of want to pass out all the time? Is it like when you like somersault and your stomach tickles? No, it's more like you have high anxiety, hyperness, constant upset stomach. You're breathing different air. Let's see. You feel like you have no air? Oh. That sounds absolutely terrible. University of Health Science. All right, let's see what this is.
Altitude sickness.
Oh my God.
Their first day or two of arrival and include headache.
If you breathe different air, your body is bound to behave differently. If you move from very dry climate to very humid, your body can react in adverse ways. I think it's the fact that someone's not... Like, I know people who do it often and I've never seen them get sick. But maybe some people are just more sensitive. Just like everything else.
Fatigue, nausea, rapid heart rate, loss of appetite, dizziness, and difficulty sleeping. More serious symptoms include severe shortness of breath, confusion.
So that severe shortness of breath can be really bad when you're hiking and you need to be in... Your heart rate is going to be up and you could barely breathe, I guess, at a normal... You condition yourself, but also everyone is different. Yeah, I don't know. That's where I want to... So I'm going to write this down. If you guys want, you guys can help me out. I'll give you guys the credits at the end, but make a list of questions to ask a doctor, questions to ask the family, and things to talk about, and then I'll go and I'll do them and I'll put it all together. So I'll make here a little thing. Questions to the family. So like first thing I would ask is, does he exercise often? You know, like what's his conditional state? And then I'll go, what in the fajitas is going on here? Oh, Craig. Alright. Well, I got this. Just gonna move this. Alright, here we go. Jesse Galganov, 22 years old, from Montreal, went on a hiking trip around the world. Not sure exactly, but he began his trip in Peru, spending a few days in Lima. On September 28th, he took a bus to Juarez, went hiking on this like big trip, and never came back. No one knows where he is. Still no body found. No sign of. No one knows where he is. Zach in Discord. Imagine a stream about a dude getting lost in Peru and then putting a dude. My God, did he actually say that? How long were you in timeout? Yager got him, bet. No, don't start the jokes on this one. Don't do it. Anyways, so Craig, I was just talking about it on stream, just getting people's opinions and how they feel. I find it really interesting how people react to, like, because, like, what do you do? Like, you what can you do in this situation? You can't morally just be like, he hiked into it. No, don't make those jokes. What's up, Chaim? What's up, Devin? No, Devin, I'm talking about, this one's a bit more serious. You know what? I'm gonna just play the trailer or not the trailer, like the demo I made.
17 and a half months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov has been missing for 2 months. He disappeared while hiking in Peru, and with me in studio is his courageous mother, Elisa Clayman. Elisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Galganov disappeared about 4 weeks ago while backpacking through Peru.
That's all I got for now. Craig, I thought you were joking. My bad. Craig wasn't joking, for the record. So, back to the story. I really want to do something on this. It's very, see, Craig, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking either he found something he's not supposed to, either he was in really bad health condition because of supposedly he had a little bit of altitude sickness, or either he hurt himself. But what about the other people he was hiking with? Who was he hiking with? I have so many questions. I'm gonna write this down. Who? Fell in the river, got washed out to sea. He didn't, but there's no sea around there. There's literally no sea. There's a tiny little lake. There's way more to it than the guy just getting lost. Do we have an autopsy report? We don't have his body. No one. Of course there are things. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying aliens picked him up, Craig. I'm just saying something feels weird. They invested, I want to say, about $1 million up to now in search teams. They got this like Israeli like high security team, and they found people he stayed with across the way, and they tracked him back to here. And I know his family until now, which there's proof out there, they're still trying to get to it. It just, I don't know. Anyway, so I want to interview his family, and I want to make a little documentary on this, and I would like to present the real full story, not just a 2-minute interview on global news where they won't say a lot of things because they're so politically whatever. When did he first go missing? It said September 28th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he took a bus to this small city in northern Peru, called his mom, said he's gonna go for this hike, 3-4 days of no communication. But if he's hiking with altitude sickness, that's scary, man. That's what I'm saying. Are you gonna go to film boot camp or college? No. Did he go alone? I'm pretty sure he didn't go alone, but I don't know. These are things that no one's talking about anywhere. Not the news, not any of these GoFundMe, like nothing on her Instagram, nothing on her Facebook. So I want to go and ask her these questions. Did he go alone? What did he tell you? You know, and then from that I could be like, all right, well, if she says he had slight altitude sickness, maybe find like a doctor I can interview and be like, this is what happened. What are the possibilities? And just open up all the possibilities of what could have happened, and then be Puma, jaguar. Yeah, but Craig, there was nothing found. Nothing found. I'm not saying that any of those are impossible. There was just nothing found, and they searched it like crazy. They not only sent people everywhere, they actually got professional drones, not just like DJI, like 4K, like actual drones from security teams. And they've got, she said in an interview, they got remote control like vehicles, and they sent them everywhere, and they just couldn't find it. And that's what just doesn't make sense. I do know that some of the mountains you have to take a chartered plane to get even to. They recommend that you stay up there for 2 days before getting adjusted anything. I think that's what she's talking about right down there. You aren't talking about Central Park. When you're talking about a mountain in Peru, no way they can cover every square foot. Dude, it's been 2 years and they're still sending people. They get money and they send people back. They get money and they send people back. Anyways, there's just stuff that doesn't make sense in the whole story. Not that it's impossible for him to just hurt himself and that's it. It's just there's stuff that doesn't make sense that they don't talk about. And I think it'd be cool to raise either way. I think it'd be cool to raise awareness and try and help them. You know, help them with this. It's a really good story, and yeah, he could be stuck in a cave. His body. Well, that's what they went to go look for. You guys ever see the movie? What's that movie of the hiker who got stuck between two rocks and had to like cut off his 127 hours? It's about a hiker who got stuck in between two rocks. His hand got stuck and then he had to cut it off to get out. And he was alone. Pretty crazy story. Lima is on the coast. Ocean is right there. Lima is right between the... Yeah, but where he hiked, like the exact place where he hiked, there was no ocean where he's hiking up here. But down here there is, obviously. That's weird. That's really weird. Where did you stay when you went there, Zach? You said you were in Peru or something like that, right? It's pretty freaking big. I think he's out there, yeah. He's really like... You were in Lima? Okay. Where's Lima? I've never been to this part of the world, so I wouldn't know. Okay, so Juarez, or Juarez, whatever you say, this is where he stayed before he talked to her, to his mom. Told her he's going to go on a trip, 3-4 days, he's not going to have communication. Then he goes up here in the Cordillera, whatever, Blanca. And then no contact. It's very likely GC Nader, but if you were a parent and you had a child and there's a chance that he's not, you don't like it's very, I can't imagine what their brains are thinking. There's always a possibility that there's still some, like, it's just that could drive someone absolutely insane, you know. I'm sure they've calmed down a bit, but that's still, like, morally, to be like, all right, let's stop trying, it's just insane. 99.8 chance he died before having those 3 days were up. 92 living case eating bats. 100% chance. Oh my god. Let's see if we can find more. Oh, look at this. Charles Lee was there. Okay, I have an idea. Let's find this guy and let me get him on an interview. If I could find people who've walked through there and be like, what is it like if you were to do it with altitude sickness? Would you, you know, like... It reminds me of the Frog Boys. You're right, there's no way you could stop looking. Yeah, dude, if it's your kid, for 22 years you raised this thing, and now it's like it just went out and it never came back. I don't know. That hurts. That just hurts to think. Hurts to think about. Those 5 Korean kids who got lost in the mountain wrong. Took ages before some random dude. Yeah, there's a bunch of stories of people being found, but there's also a lot of stories of people not being found, and it's just. They had a 300,000 police team search. Yeah, you see, like, everything. So this is a really crazy story. The mom went to Apple and she told them, she's like, he has Apple products, and I want his Apple ID and his password so I can get back, so I can get into his account and see if maybe we could do some stuff there. And Apple barely gave them anything. So that's a big, like, fuck up on Apple's side, and I'm gonna make a big deal about that. Is it in common area? Yeah, common area for what? For people getting lost? I don't know. Hiking in general, you can get lost. The thing is, did he go alone or did he go with others? Or did he maybe go a certain way with others and then out of nowhere he disappeared? Apple said no, the phone provider said no, and Amazon said no. Oh, you checked up on it, Pat? We see, like, that's shit we need to talk about. Like, we can't just skim over that. Apparently they confirmed his last sighting was a base 2. Yeah, so right before he went on it was the last time he was in a base with 2 other French people, and they went one way and he went another. But did he go alone? How old is this story? It's 2 years now, and still no closure. See ya, Zach. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, let's go see if we can find this Charles Lee. Let's work together and find this man. He put a comment on here. It says he's a local guide. If we can find this guy. Okay, I gotta find this guy. Charles Lee, local guide. Local guide, Peru. Let's go to Peru and help. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm scared shitless to go there after hearing all this. Not of Peru in general, of going hiking there. I've been hiking on my own and I've never thought about it like this. I was in, can you fly me to Peru? I can barely fly myself. If I were to do it, it'd have to be like something crazy. If I knew his family was going back, I'd probably ask if I can go with them. You need to bring a. We would need to bring a weapon. It's Peru. You could just buy one at the dollar store. You know them Colombians. Oh man, this is insane. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel real. Let's try and find this guy. How do we know he didn't go into hiding? We don't, but that's one thing I would. That's the one thing. If I were to do this documentary, I would tell this to his family and be like, I don't want to hide anything. I want to tell the full story and be like, let's look at all the possibilities. Everything that's crazy, let's not question it. I mean, let's not put it to the side, but actually take a look at it. Like, could he have hurt himself, or could he have done this, or whatever? I need the power of this community. I'm going to post a link in the stream to the Google Maps. It's very suspicious. But we can't say he's dead. That's not fair, Patrick. Because I know it's crazy, but there's possibilities out there. And for us it's easy to say that, and to have closure, and I'll go to sleep tonight and probably forget about this tomorrow morning, but imagine his parents, what they have to go through. Because you want to be like, you know what, he probably hurt himself and something happened and we don't know. I know statistically, but there's a lot of like shit happens. Those things don't matter when it's your kid. It's not my kid, but I'm sure that for the parents it doesn't matter, the statistics. They're like, there's still a chance, and they don't have like, if they were to find the body, I'm sure they would be at peace and be like, all right, it happened and everything. But yeah, it's true. They'll never know until they find him. And that's where this whole thing becomes fucked up, because people die every day and it sucks and we get over it, but you have no closure. It's just weird. Alright, we gotta find some of these people. Even if they found a bone. A bone would mean something. A bone would give the whole story. Or at least a big part of it. Oh shit. Which mountain is this? It's called Cordy. I'll post it in stream chat. You gotta go, Patrick. Alright. Thanks for hanging out. Probably stream tomorrow if I find anything, and let's try and find these local guides. I don't know if you guys could see this on the bottom. Charles Lee, local guide. If we could find him and maybe talk to him, who knows, right? Or this one right here, Mary Tato. Okay, let's see if we can find Mary. Does that look like the person? That's her. That's definitely her. Can you guys see this? That's her. Choker with her head leaning to the right. No. I mean, it's definitely her. I don't need to keep scrolling through her stuff. Alright, so... I'm gonna save that and send her a message and see if she can tell me a little bit about that area. Stalker. I don't care. This story has more than me just being a stalker. Okay, so that's option 1 is Mary Tato. And other one is Charles Lee. But I won't do I won't do any of these interviews or whatever until I have the permission of the mother. Charles Lee, Peru, local guide. Maybe just use Facebook to. Damn, look at this guy. How many pictures he's got of this place. That's nuts. What's up, Sherm? Sherm, we got some fucked up shit here today. Really just crazy. I'll give you a little introduction and then I'll show you the clip. This is Jesse Galganov. He's 22 years old from Montreal, from my town. And he went on a hiking trip around the world. And he went to Peru to this place called Calderia Blanca. And it was going to be a 3-4 day trip with zero contact to the outside world. And he never came back. And it's been just about 2 years. And his parents are still, everyone's still trying to invest and find him. And they sent a bunch of teams around to find him. And they even sent an Israeli task force, which they're crazy. Did I know him? I didn't know him, but I know his friend group. I probably ran into him before. He's Jewish like me and from the same area, and for sure I could find someone who knows him personally, who's also friends with me. And so he disappeared. What's his name? Jesse Galnagov. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Cussed on stream demonetized. I don't care anymore. I'm not monetized. How do you get demonetized? Have you ever read the Celestine Prophecy? No, but I don't. Kind of sounds familiar. Anyway, so it sounds unreal, right? I gotta find these people and see if any of them will do a little interview and. Yeah, from an interview, I saw that they said he wasn't feeling best and he had a little bit, I think they said altitude sickness, which can be a big sign into what could have happened. Yeah. So I edited a little clip together just because I was feeling creative with the story. It's about this guy who's an academic and flies out to Peru to discover a spiritual cult that's tied up with the government and goes missing. Damn. Whew, I'm gonna write that down, Sherm. I think, Sherm, one thing I said to the stream is that if I were to do this piece and have permission from his family, that I would be honest with them that I'm going to look at every possible option. That the government took him, that everything that we could think of, just look into it and just talk about it and be like, it's very possible he hurt himself and was eaten by animal. I don't want to, but I would open up all the options and I would have them, I would hopefully would have them help me out with that. What's it called? Celestine Prophecy. Or he never went hiking at all. the thing is, we know the last. So the Israeli task force found two French hikers that were the last to see him before he went on this trip, and they both split paths. If I can find them, I doubt it, but if I can at least ask the family, which way did they go? Did they go back towards the city? What if he got caught up in something and they made him say that? It's very possible, Zach. But these are things we can dig into, right? No matter how crazy they sound, because it's very crazy to say he's still alive, especially from the statistics Patrick was talking about. But it's not impossible. This feels weird. Anyways, Sherm, if you're still here.
17 and a half months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov has been missing for 2 months. He disappeared while hiking in Peru, and with me in studio is his courageous mother, Elisa Klayman. Elisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Galganov disappeared about 4 weeks ago while backpacking through Peru.
Mike, impressed. It's crazy. It is, dude. It really feels wrong to like talk about it, but it's just so weird. The one thing that really freaked me out, Sherm, and I saw some guys put messages, I'll read them in a sec, but the one thing, Sherm, that really freaked me out was this one clip right here. And I really want to ask the mom about it. But this one clip, just listen to this. And look at her facial expressions.
Nobody just disappears. Nobody just disappears.
Why does she look so calm and composed and just like, what am I not seeing? I know I'm really not trying to make this sound like a horror movie. It might sound like that. I don't want it to sound like that. It's just like, is there something we don't know about?
Nobody just.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna end the stream there though. I actually gotta go and like now. But thank you everyone for watching and hanging out. I'll stream again tomorrow. We'll keep this going. I'll keep researching this and see what I can get and play it again real quick, the whole thing. Anyways, after I play this, like the stream. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's stream/video.
17 and a half months of absolute hell. Nobody just disappears. You can't just not know where someone is. Like, you have to bring them home. No. You need to bring them home.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov. Jesse Galganov.
Jesse Galganov has been missing for 2 months. He disappeared while hiking in Peru, and with me in studio is his courageous mother, Elisa Klayman. Elisa, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Galganov disappeared about 4 weeks ago while backpacking through.
I know exactly where this is. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop it. I know exactly where that
Peru.
is. That's weird, but okay. So there's a lot of things throughout watching all the interviews that didn't click. Like, someone will say one thing here and someone will say another thing here, and are they just speculating, or is there something they don't know? I don't know. I would love to look into it, But I won't do it without his mom's permission and his dad's permission, because that's not cool. But yeah. See ya, Chaim. Close the stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.